actually a little bit too much of an empathetic person, and I will have a hysterical crying fit, and I can't take anything sad. So don't tell me, or I'll just be crying all over this tattoo stuff, okay? Yeah, just, I'm not the one to tell. Anyway, let me put some gloves on, and then we'll just take a look and see what we need to do. You said your wrist, right? Where about on the wrist? Like, point to it. Okay. I'll have to feel because you have like a bony little wrist, and we have to be able to put the needle in like a decent amount of depth, or the ink isn't gonna stay. And on the bone, the skin is very fragile and like thin, and if the needle can't go in far enough, it just simply won't hold. So we'll look. I actually have a pair of fresh gloves. Usually I just reuse, but these ones have no holes or anything, so you get to see the fresh, nice pair. Perfect. Now, where is my razor? You have a little bit of hair here, and I'm like an expert drawer, so I like to draw the tattoos by hand. I think it gives it a little bit more of like a personal and what's the word I'm looking for? Rare appearance when it's not perfect, you know, like a printer makes it perfect. I like it to be like one of a kind, so I like to hand draw them, and the imperfections really make it like what it is, you know. So I think you'll like how I hand draw it. So what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of my cleaner, and it's acetone, but I was running out of the bottle of acetone, so I had to mix it with some water to make it last longer. So I put it in this disposable syringe that I've been reusing, and I don't have any cotton balls, but I found this Band-Aid, so I'm just gonna use that to wipe you off. And what I'm gonna do is just squirt the mixture onto here, and then wipe it on your arm, and then I'm gonna shave it. I have a scalpel. I ran out of razors, so I'll just be using a scalpel. So let me get this on here. And I apologize, but I also ran out of paper towel, so I have this. This is like for your head. It's like a wrap for your hair when it's wet, but it's microfiber, so it'll work nice and should leave minimal to no lint. Let me see your wrist. Oh, that's a weird sound that this makes, but it's working. That's all that matters. Okay. And as you can see, this is my scalpel. I use it for many things, so I'm just gonna wipe it off. I'm not sure what I last used it on, but I'm going to gently shave your hair off so that when we use the pen, it's very smooth gliding, okay? Yeah, I'll be very gentle and it won't hurt. And I'll be careful not to nick the skin. Okay, let me see. Oh, that's kind of a weird angle. Sorry, I've never used a scalpel this pen here, and it's like a gel pen, so it glides pretty easily, and it should be clean. I know I've used it on a few people, but let me just wipe it off a little, just to get it extra clean, you know. Alright, let's see. Do you want the heart facing downwards, the point facing down, or out? So when you look at it, you want it to be like this, or opposite, like that. So facing down, tail down. Got it. Sometimes when you breathe on it, it like warms it up a little and glides better. Let's see how good I am today. Most days I can draw, but there is some days where I can't, no matter what I do. Not even a smiley face. So we'll try to make this as decent as possible. Do you want it filled in or just outline, I'm assuming? Okay. I will do my best to make it as even as possible, but with the stick and poke, sometimes it gets a little bit wonky, I will say. And let's just make this a little bit sharper right here. Okay, look at that and see what you think. That's kind of just like, I'm giving about 90% of my effort on that. Well, I know that it's not perfect, but do you really think it matters if like the two pieces come together perfectly? Like you want the outline to be realistic? Does it matter though? Okay, well, let me just add a little bit of a point here and that should even it out. I don't think I can get it any better than that though, okay? Okay. We'll just do a little bit more of a point right here and make the other side a little bit inverted. Inverted. How is that? That's as good as I can get it, I promise. Okay, let's do it. Alright, my needle is in here. Sometimes you lose it, or once it comes out of the original packaging, you have to be careful where you put it because it can poke you and stab you randomly. So, I keep it in this jar. Yeah, I just have one needle that I use for everyone. Well, I know that it might not be the best, but I sterilize it, so it's okay. It's actually a piercing needle too. I find that because they're hollow on the inside, they actually hold more ink and can last longer when you do the stick and poke, okay? So, there's that. Let me get my sterilizer here. It only works when it wants to. And you just do this for a couple seconds and it kills all those germs. Oh, guess we're good. Alright, there's the needle. And now I'm gonna get the ink. I hope that you like blue because I did not have black. I wasn't able to make it to the supply store. Is blue okay? It's probably gonna fade relatively quickly, especially with the area that we're doing. But if it does fade, in a couple weeks you can just call me and I'll come back and touch it up for free. We can touch it up as many times as it needs to, but once you've touched up a tattoo a few times, spot a few times, ooh, it's gonna get pretty sore, but I mean, everyone I've ever done, they've been able to sit through and finish, and they've gotten much bigger pieces than what you have, so pretty sure you'll be okay. If you want me to stop, I can. You'll just have a half-finished little mess. Alright, come on, let's start. Got enough ink on here. Ready? Alright, I'm gonna start the first poke. 1, 2, 3. How's that feeling? Yeah, it's not fun, I know. It's okay. You're doing good. Just keep breathing. And then you know you'll have an awesome piece of art on you. Okay, and I'm also going to need that syringe. And because the ink gets a little bit messy when it starts bleeding, I'm just gonna take this and drip, 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 drip some on top of what we're working on. And I'll just use that microfiber hair wrap to wipe off the extra ink. So I'm just gonna do that now. Perfect. And that way I can see what I'm doing. Okay, that should be good. Let's go back to adding more ink. Yeah, you're much less squirmy than I thought. Most people, they're like, oh, 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 every time I put the needle in, and they're crying, and then it gets messed up, and you can't blame me. You're moving and squirming and worming. Like, stop it. The key is just go in and out quick to make a bunch of little dots. So that's what you feel me doing. It probably feels like a bunch of red ants poking at you and biting you. I'll try to get more this time. And right here, I'm going to put a lot on this tail end to really get it good back here on the bottom and make it nice and dark. Good. And just on the inside of this heart. And I have a trick to get the line really filled in. Wait till you see this. You'll love it. Perfect. And I would say just a little bit more. And I'm gonna do like around the top parts of the heart a little bit darker. And then same thing on the straight outer edges. The inside, it can stay a little faded, like you want it to be broken and just like decrepit, you know? It goes with the vibe, like it matches. strategy. I have this little syringe here, right? And I'm gonna suck up a little bit of the ink. And what I do is I put it pretty deep under the skin, but right underneath the skin. And I inject slowly as I pull back, and it puts a line. It's like a manual tattoo gun. Like, it's crazy. It works so good. So we're gonna do that to darken up the lines, and you're gonna love the appearance. It can make it a little bit blurry and not so straight, but it's okay and it's worth it. So let's get it. And as you can see, here is the end. It's just a tiny needle. It's even smaller than the needle we're using now. So let's put that there. And I'm just going to draw some of this ink up. We only need the tiniest little bit. Get in there. Perfect. See how it went in there? Just a tiny little bit. Right there. That's all we need. Because this ink spreads like wildfire. Literally. And I'm just making sure the whole end is coated. So as I put it under your skin, it'll put the ink too. Alright. Are you ready? I'm gonna do the outside edge here first. Alright. 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna slide this under your skin. Perfect. Are you okay? It hurts. Oh, well, let me be quick then. Alright. Just don't move. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna slowly slide that out. And inject, 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 inject. Perfect. Oh, look at that line. Do you see how full it is? This is the best invention ever. I'm so smart. The way I came up with this is I was just thinking I need to find a way to save money on buying product to do tattoos because it's just so expensive and I can't afford it. So I was thinking of innovative ways to do this, and that's when I came up with Old Trustworthy here. And I'm so glad I did because as you can see, it works very well. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the outer edge on this side. You have to only use this on the straight lines because the curved will get messed up. So here we go, same thing. I'll be quick because I know it hurts. And I'm going to slide it in under the skin. Perfect. And inject, 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 inject. Good. Yay. Okay. Those look relatively the same, so I think we're good with that. And since this is a little bit more of a fine needle, right here on these inner curves where it like comes together as a V, I'm gonna just darken just leave it open to the air. Yeah, it might bleed just a tiny bit. If it does, just like dab it with like your finger or something, but try to keep it as clean as possible because you could get an infection. Yeah, well, I just want to say, if you do get an infection, it's definitely because of the aftercare, because as you could see, everything that I used was sterilized. The needle, you saw me put the fire on it. Everything else, the new injector device, you saw came right out of the packaging. So if you get any type of infection, definitely was from something that you did. So don't call my phone and think that I gave you an infection, because no, not true, okay? But if you do have any concerns, you can call me and I'll tell you what to do. Send pictures. I'll say, yeah, it's infected. No, it's just healing. And you can figure it out from there, okay?